connection.
With a personality shaped by being an athlete and a background in mainstream sports media, I found that the stories I was most interested in telling were the ones often overlooked, the ones that might not otherwise be told, the ones that show the intangible and not just the highlight reel. The Sports Council is about highlighting the great, the good, the unique, and everything in between in the Pacific Northwest sports world. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
There's no fans quite like soccer fans, but to the rest of the world it's known as football. And the biggest event in the world, crushing the Super Bowl, is the World Cup. It draws 5 billion, that's billion with a B, viewers, and it's unique in that it unites nations from different cultures, a melting pot of the entire world for one month-long event that happens every 4 years. In 2026, the World Cup will be in our backyard. That's right, the 26th World Cup tournament will take place from June 11th to July 19th, 2026, and jointly hosted by 16 cities in 3 North American countries, Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The tournament will be the first hosted by 3 nations and the first North American World Cup since 1994. It will include 48 teams this time around, expanded from 32 teams in past events. 2026 might seem like a long ways off, but it will be here before we know it. There's already events taking place at getting fans excited, including in the Tri-Cities. In today's show, we hear from Hector Cruz of Visit Tri-City Sports Council, as well as from Sounders legend Roman Torres, and a special appearance by Spanish broadcaster Jaime Mendez.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
Inconveniences can happen at, well, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
Krispy Kreme is celebrating July with delicious patriotic donuts, and stay cool with an iced coffee or frozen lemonade. And don't forget to schedule your fundraiser. Perfect for sports teams, churches, and much more. They take the hassle away with a digital coupon. Download the Krispy Kreme app for all the latest deals, plus find out how you can support Team USA in the upcoming Olympics. Krispy Kreme at 2805 Duportail Street in Richland. Come with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
The World Cup is coming to the Pacific Northwest in 2026. And while Seattle is a host city, everyone wants a piece of the pie. Seattle FIFA World Cup 26 is partnering with local communities and hosting a series of watch parties across the state of Washington this summer. While the World Cup is centered around the beautiful game, sports tourism is a prime focus for many, including Visit Tri-Cities. The Tri-Cities Sports Council supports sports tourism efforts and held a watch party at the Hub in Kennewick for the Copa America semis, where Colombia defeated Uruguay 1-0. Hector Cruz from Visit Tri-Cities is the driving force behind many of these efforts.
Most people in the Tri-Cities have heard of Visit Tri-Cities, but you guys do a lot in the sports world too. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Visit Tri-Cities has a marketing arm called the Tri-Cities Sports Council. So our mission is to bring people from out of town through sports. So really we have a focus on sports tourism. So we're trying to bring an economic impact through tourism, getting people here through these sporting events. So it could be major sporting events. It could be small sporting events. It could be a small baseball game, a pickleball game, tournaments such as World Horseshoe Tournament. So we have so many that we go out and seek, but we want to bring it here to the community for people to experience what the Tri-Cities has to offer.
When I first heard of the Tri-Cities Sports Council, I'm like, what am I running now?
Yes, yep.
But all jokes aside, something that the entire state of Washington, we're talking about sports tourism, and across the United States is the FIFA World Cup in 2026. I mean, obviously soccer fans are very excited, but so are the people that behind the scenes make sure that the infrastructure is there, that hotel rooms are there. So this year, you guys are getting involved. So tell me a little bit about Visit Tri-Cities and your involvement with the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, so back this last spring, we had the opportunity to meet with our counterparts across the state of Washington. So we met with the Seattle Sports Commission, and they actually invited us to attend what they call a Region Ready Summit. And so this summit involved just a lot of people that are involved, partners around the Seattle area and across the state, to see that now that this World Cup, we know it's taking place in 2026, and Seattle is one of the host destinations, there are opportunities for other cities, mid-sized cities, smaller communities across the state to get involved and be a part of the World Cup. So we attended this meeting in April. After the meeting, I met with some of the executives there and invited them to come check out what Tri-Cities has to offer. You know, we were willing to offer them a site visit, see how can we get engaged and help them out. And at the same time, what can Tri-Cities offer? What can our community offer when they're hosting these tournaments or the World Cup tournament? What can we do as a community to help them out? And one of the things we saw was as an opportunity was potentially to host what they call a fan activation zone. And so that's kind of what we're seeking right now, is seen as there are opportunities for us to do a fan activation zone here at one of our venues, several venues, for the 6 matches that they'll be hosting in Seattle.
And what does it mean just to be able to bring people like Jaime Mendez and Roman Torres to the Tri-Cities and share the Tri-Cities soccer community with people that are on that professional stage? Yeah,
this is very exciting for us to get this opportunity. So now, as we look at the World Cup, it's still 2 years from now, but there are opportunities for us to see, okay, for the hype, you know, there's a lot of hype going on for this World Cup. There's also opportunities leading to that, and this is one of them, the watch party for the Copa America tournament. We're here with the semifinals today. We're able to host it and have partners, what they call it as their Seattle FIFA World Cup ambassadors, to be here with us to help with that hype. And so we're very excited to have Jaime Mendez, Roman Torres, professional soccer players, legends from the Sounders professional team, to be here with us here in Tri-Cities. Some folks might not perhaps have the opportunity to go to Sounders games all the time, or be able to make it across the mountains to go experience that. So now we have these ambassadors here present here in our community to be able to share that fun and hype here in their local community.
Bring the soccer to Tri-Cities.
Bring it to Tri-Cities, right?
And what was your sport growing up, Hector?
I actually love playing basketball. I love basketball. My family, though, they were all into soccer, football as we call it. It was all football. My uncles, they all played football, the soccer. So soccer, but I played basketball. I just loved it. But soccer was one of those too.
What position did you play?
I actually played point guard. With my height, I don't have much height. I had to be a ball handler. That's all I could do. But I loved it. I had fun doing it.
That's awesome. Well, we'll have to bring more basketball to the Tri-Cities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are you going to be competing in the C3 Slam?
I'm not this year. I've done some other ones in the past, but this year I can't make it. But C3 Slam is on my list. I need to get on there.
It was too hot. Anyways.
Yeah, it's going to be very hot.
That's funny. And what do having events like this and seeing fans interact with Roman and Jaime, what does it mean just to be able to put something together that really unites the sports community?
Yeah, so I think that's what we saw here. As soon as we saw the community here present here today, it just brings, you can see the excitement on especially the kids' faces. These kids, like I mentioned before, perhaps they don't get to see these professional players all the time, and to see someone that's just so significant as Roman here present with us and seeing the kids excited to get autographs on their jerseys, get a signed scarf, anything like that, it just brings joy to us to see our local community be so engaged in these kind of events.
Visit Tri-Cities obviously put together a great event for the watch party for the Copa semifinal, as well as bringing a lot of great things. I know you helped install pickleball courts that you're looking to get sanctioned. Ironman is coming up, World Horseshoes. I mean, so many great events. Where can people learn what Visit Tri-Cities Sports Council is up to, or kind of stay up to date of the great events happening right here in the Tri-Cities?
Yeah, there's so many events that our team puts together. You know, we're that marketing arm of Visit Tri-Cities. The Sports Council is that marketing arm that helps generate these events. But it really takes the professionals and those experts to come together, and the Sports Council does that to make these events happen. And so we promote all of these events, whether it's Ironman Triathlon or the national or world tournament, right? The National Horseshoe Pitchers World Tournament coming. It takes a lot of community volunteers for everyone to put that together. So we have to keep everyone engaged on our website. So really on visittricities.com, you could see we have special web pages for those signature events. But then also you'll see our calendar of events will have a lot of the events listed on there as well.
Well, Visit Tri-Cities Sports Council and the Sports Council meet. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, we're excited to be here. Thank you for being here with us and promoting this awesome watch party. And there's more to come here, hopefully, with the partnership of Seattle FIFA World Cup 2026.
We just finished hearing from Hector Cruz from Visit Tri-Cities Sports Council. The Tri-Cities is taking part in the preparation for FIFA World Cup 2026. When we come back on the Sports Council, we'll hear from Sounders and Panamanian legend Roman Torres, with a special guest appearance by Spanish broadcaster Jaime Mendez.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
Inconveniences can happen at, well, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
Krispy Kreme is celebrating July with delicious patriotic donuts, and stay cool with an iced coffee or frozen lemonade. And don't forget to schedule your fundraiser. Perfect for sports teams, churches, and much more. They take the hassle away with a digital coupon. Download the Krispy Kreme app for all the latest deals, plus find out how you can support Team USA and the upcoming Olympics. Krispy Kreme at 2805 Duportail Street in Richland. Come with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Roman Torres is a Panamanian national hero and one of the greatest players in the country's history. During the qualifications for the 2018 World Cup, Torres scored a late winning goal, securing Panama's first ever World Cup appearance. But he's also prolific with the Sounders, scoring the decisive PK in a shootout to give Seattle their first MLS Cup in 2016. Now residing in Yakima, Torres is still a player, but also an ambassador to the game.
And so this is the first time on this show that we've had a translator. So Jaime, thank you so much. Roman, it's great to have you on as well. And you've had a lot of great things in your career, Sounders, Panama. Kind of walk me through a couple of the big highlights for you that stick out in your mind.
Tienes una gran carrera con los Sounders, con Panamá, etcétera. ¿Por qué nos cuentas un poquito acerca de esa trayectoria?
Bueno, la verdad que siempre recordar los momentos que pasé con Seattle Sounders, yo creo que fueron momentos inolvidables del día que quedamos campeones, de poder meter ese gol de penal y por la selección yo creo que también que se ha hecho cosas importantes y de poder marcar ese gol que nos dio la posibilidad de ir a un mundial.
So he talks about the time of his Sounders, unforgettable moments when he scored that penalty that gave the Sounders the first MLS Cup, and also scoring the goal that allowed Panama to go to the first World Cup.
And what does it mean just to have that country pride behind Panama, even though, you're in the U.S. now, but how much pride did that bring Panama, where you're from?
¿Cuánto orgullo se siente haber hecho eso por tu país, aunque ya ahora estés viviendo en este país?
No, la verdad que orgulloso, primero porque la verdad que es algo que el pueblo panameño estaba esperando hace tiempo, de ir a un mundial por primera vez, y no solamente porque yo hice el gol, sino que fue un equipo que hizo todo y al final creo que lo disfrutamos y va a quedar en la memoria de todo el pueblo panameño.
So he said, of course, very happy because it was something that the whole Panama, the population of Panama, it was waiting for, and not only because he scored the goal, but it was actually a team effort, so he's very happy about that.
And in the Pacific Northwest, soccer, football is big in Panama and in other places around the world, but it's growing, and especially in the Pacific Northwest. Were you at all surprised when you came and were playing for the Sounders at the soccer community?
El fútbol es muy popular en Panamá y en todas partes del mundo, pero ¿tú estabas sorprendido de llegar aquí a jugar y darte cuenta que el fútbol era tan popular en la parte noroeste del país?
No, la verdad que sí. Yo creo que he estado en otros países y cuando llegué aquí, el fútbol de la MLS yo creo que ha venido creciendo poco a poco desde que yo he estado hasta ahora, y yo creo que va a seguir creciendo, que es lo más importante.
He says he's been in many other places in the world, but yes, here soccer is very important, but he feels like this is just the beginning. It's going to keep growing.
And I want to go back to 2016 with the Sounders. Taking a penalty kick, what is going through your mind?
Regresando un poquito al 2016, patear un penal, ¿qué pasaba por tu mente?
No es fácil patear un penal. Yo creo que ese momento es un momento difícil. Cuando me tocó la oportunidad de poder patear ese penal, iba caminando y le pedía a Dios que me diera la dirección para poder patearlo, y cuando llegué ahí quería que el árbitro pitara rápido para poder patear el penal, y bueno, gracias a Dios se pudo marcar y darle el título a Seattle Sounders.
Oh, he says it's not easy to kick one of those penalty kicks, especially at that moment. But he said he was walking towards the ball and just asking God, please lead me to the right direction. He says I was waiting for the whistle from the referee to finally kick it, and then when it happened, what happened. He thanked God that he did the right thing.
Jesus take the wheel in those moments. And talk about, do you feel like soccer is growing in the Pacific Northwest, that you have events like this as well as you yourself being involved?
¿Piensas que el fútbol está teniendo mucho auge aquí en el noroeste, el hecho de tener eventos como este, que tú seas parte de esto?
Sí, claro, yo creo que cada día se va extendiendo más. Creo que Tri-City, Queens, Yakima, yo creo que poco a poco se va extendiendo el fútbol, y creo que eso es una de las herramientas importantes también para que los chicos puedan cumplir sus sueños. Creo que la educación y el deporte son herramientas fundamentales.
Yeah, he thinks that Tri-Cities, Yakima, Queens the soccer is growing, and it is a very important tool for these kids to actually accomplish their dreams of succeed, their dreams of getting ahead.
what does it mean to have events like this to grow the sport of soccer and also to bring together fans? I know for you, a couple Colombia fans, matches your jersey, but how cool is it to have events like this and bring everybody together and grow the sport of soccer?
¿Te gusta tener eventos como este que animan a la gente, a los fanáticos a salir y apoyar el deporte?
Sí, claro, los eventos deportivos siempre me gustan y yo creo que eso es importante porque al final creo que así podemos ayudar a la gente a que puedan compartir un día familiar, a los niños que conozcan un poco del deporte y un poco de mi historia.
Yeah, he says that it is great to be able to share in a event like this with the family, that the kids are actually going to be exposed more to soccer and that people can actually know a little bit more about his own story.
And your story is actually on the pitch on an international stage. What's it like to sit among fans and have to watch it on the screen?
Tu historia es en el campo jugando fútbol. ¿Cómo te sientes ahora estando aquí con los fanáticos fuera del campo?
No, la verdad que esto para mí yo creo que es algo importante. Me motiva a seguir trabajando más por la juventud y motivándolo. Yo creo que ahorita Dios me ha dado la oportunidad de ser una herramienta para instruir a todos esos jóvenes.
Yeah, he says that this is an inspiration for him to continue working with the youth, and he says that God is using him as an instrument to actually reach out and encourage all these kids.
Roman, you are living in Yakima now, so this is your home, even with the heat. The warm welcome for you, Jaime. But tell us a little bit about what you do living in Yakima.
Que nos cuentes ahora cómo estás en Yakima, cómo te está yendo, qué haces allí.
Bien, la verdad que muy contento de estar viviendo en Yakima y lo que me enamoré más fue de la gente, también de los jóvenes, del potencial que hay aquí en Yakima y no solamente en Yakima, en todos los otros estados y hay que seguir trabajando por el sueño de esos chicos.
He says that he really likes Yakima, he's been enjoying, and he also enjoys seeing so much potential there is among the youth there, and so it encourages him to continue working to developing these teams.
And what exactly do you do in Yakima for soccer?
¿Puedes decir exactamente tu papel, lo que está haciendo en Yakima para el fútbol?
Ahorita soy director deportivo del club de Yakima, aportando un poquito más de la experiencia que tengo con los entrenadores, con los chicos, entrenando con ellos, hablándole un poquito de mi experiencia para que ellos poco a poco puedan aprender un poquito de la disciplina y que con la disciplina puedan llegar a lograr sus sueños.
So he's the sports director for that club, the S2E7, Sozo FC, and he talks to the players. He tries to be an inspiration to the players and also teach them about the discipline that it takes to actually, become a soccer player.
You've seen a lot of discipline, both in yourself as a player and also those that are on the pitch at all different levels. Who are your favorite professional players?
Bueno, y hablando de esa disciplina y todo lo que has visto en el fútbol, ¿cuáles serían tus jugadores favoritos?
No, mis jugadores favoritos a nivel mundial, yo soy de Messi. En la MLS, ahorita mismo por Seattle Sounders está Raúl Ruiz Díaz, que creo que está haciendo un buen torneo. Cristian Roldán, Morris, Lodeiro, que yo creo que es con lo que más jugado, pero la MLS sigue creciendo cada día más.
He says in a world stage, Messi is the top player for him at MLS. Well, now Messi playing for the MLS, but also from the Sounders, Raúl Ruiz Díaz, Jordan Morris, Cristian Roldán, Nicolás Lodeiro, players that actually share the pitch with him.
So Messi and then Sounders.
Sí.
Posiblemente.
Not a bad answer. And what do you want people to learn most about you as you're here meeting fans and getting to share in the sport of soccer?
¿Qué quieres que los fanáticos aprendan de ti el día de hoy?
No, yo creo que lo más importante es la alegría que uno le transmite a toda esa gente, de compartir con ellos, de poder que ellos tengan un día tan especial como hoy. porque al final de cabo yo creo que ya creo que es la tercera vez que vengo, pero nunca había compartido esta linda experiencia de poder compartir un partido y nada, yo creo que no va a ser ni la primera ni la última vez.
So he said he's been here about 3 times. Hopefully this is not going to be the last time, but it's wonderful to be able to enjoy sharing this happy moment, watching a game together. First time that he actually does that, to come to an event to watch a game together, and hopefully won't be the last time.
And what do you want people to know about you and your journey?
¿Y qué quieres que la gente sepa de ti y el camino que has trazado?
Bueno, un poco que conozcan un poco de mi historia, del libro que tengo para los jóvenes, que se llama Camino al 87, porque en el minuto 87 fue donde me tiré el gol para llevar a Panamá al Mundial y nada, trabajar por esta juventud, a cumplir sus sueños y que ellos puedan tener esa linda experiencia como profesionales.
So he would like people to know more about the road he took, to get to where he's at, and also about the book that he wrote, Camino to 87, Road to 87. 87 was the minute where he scored that goal that brought Panama for the first time in history to a World Cup, and also to help the children to achieve their dreams.
So I guess we'll have to read the book if we want to know.
I guess we'll have to. ¿Está en español y en inglés? They're both in English and Spanish. I have to read it too.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it wouldn't do much good if I listened to it in Spanish.
There you go.
And Jaime, a couple questions for you. You are such a big ambassador to the sport. What does it mean to you to be able to interact with fans and share in moments of soccer and really just help the sport grow here in the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, I think it's important. It's a great opportunity. I'm very thankful for the organization of Seattle FIFA World Cup, or thinking of a variety of ambassadors. There are in total 17 different ambassadors, and they were very, very good at picking a variety. Latinos, women, players that are, that are legends already, people who are involved in the sport. I think this is just to tap and encourage more people, more young people, and especially, because we are very, very close. It's just around the corner, the World Cup. So this is, I think, going to get people more enthusiastic about the World Cup coming, not just to Seattle, but to the whole state of Washington.
In 2026. And finally, you do calls for the Seattle Sounders, for the Telemundo. What's the favorite call that you have had in your career?
I didn't do it for Telemundo. I did it for Univision Seattle, for that channel. The best goal that I can recall is the goal, the MLS Cup, when the Sounders won that MLS Cup, and it went something like this. Se prepara Roman Torres para patear el quinto penal. Este es el definitivo. Si lo mete, el equipo será el campeón. Se prepara la carrera, se va caminando despacito, le pega fuerte por la mitad, se metió. ¡Gol! Los Sounders son campeones y la Torre de Panamá es el héroe.
That is how it's done.
That's how it's done.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
The World Cup unites the entire world. Kind of like Roman Torres brought international flair to unite the Green Army of Sounders fans. The United States is called the melting pot, and the World Cup will bring together soccer fans of all backgrounds, ages, and perhaps even species in the Pacific Northwest leading up to FIFA World Cup 2026. Well, that'll wrap up this week's show of The Sports Council. A reminder that The Sports Council happens 4 times a month, Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. on 1340 ESPN Radio, your Tri-Cities leader in sports, on demand at 1340ESPNradio.com. It's also available via podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for The Sports Council. As well as there is a video portion that you can find on SK Plus. SK Plus is an app that you can find in the Apple Store, available for iPhones, iPads, or Apple TV. You can also find it on skeeterbuggins.com. Thank you to Stevens Media Group and Skeeter Buggins Productions with the help of the Sports Council. We'll catch you next time. Until then, I'm Jamie Council.